Hey everybody, First Alert 25 meteorologist Conley Isom here in the Weather Center on this Saturday afternoon. I want to give you a quick update on Tropical Storm Ernesto and what else is going on in the tropics. You can see Ernesto here in the central Caribbean. It is a very strong tropical storm, not quite a hurricane just yet. As of the 4 o'clock advisory, winds up to about 60 miles per hour. Remember, it has to get to 74 or higher to be classified as a hurricane. That'll probably happen sometime on Sunday. Then way out in the Atlantic, we now have Tropical Storm Florence, a very strong tropical wave came off of Africa a few days ago, and it looks pretty good too. Winds up to 50 miles per hour, but Florence a long ways away. First, let's focus on Ernesto. The official forecast track from the Hurricane Center keeps it a tropical storm tonight, possibly into a Category 1 hurricane on Sunday. I do expect that to happen. The center of the storm is going to pass south of Jamaica, but Jamaica already has tropical storm warnings in effect. And then notice the track takes it towards the northwest into the Yucatan Peninsula sometime around midweek on Wednesday. Once it crosses the Yucatan, likely going to weaken back down into a tropical storm. But then it's going to emerge out here in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico, and that's when the forecast gets a little bit tricky. Check out your computer models. They are still showing that track towards the Yucatan. Most of them kind of agree on that, but does it turn north into the Gulf, or does it go more into the western parts of the Gulf of Mexico? Notice most of the computer models here highlighted are showing them going back into Old Mexico. If that was to happen, the storm probably wouldn't even survive the trek across the Yucatan. We've seen this happen a couple of years ago. I think it was the 2007 hurricane season. We had a lot of storms that stayed to our south. And right now, I think that's what's going to happen. The storm's probably going to stay in Old Mexico, probably not going to have an impact on us. However, there are still a few models up here, notice, taking it to the north and heading towards, say, New Orleans and the mouth of the Mississippi. We can't rule that out. These are hurricane-specific models that have been showing this, and they sometimes can be right, but they can sometimes be wrong as well. So still a lot of uncertainty in the track, but as of right now, I think the more southern track into Old Mexico is going to be the best bet on where Ernesto goes. And real quick, I want to show you the computer model forecast for Tropical Storm Florence. Expected to stay just a tropical storm, but notice it takes it more to the northwest, and it looks like it'll miss the Caribbean, but if it gets shoved back towards the west, it could have an impact on the east coast sometime in about 10 to 14 days. A long time to track this system. So again, we're tracking Ernesto first, Florence farther out in the Atlantic, and as of right now, I'm expecting little impact from Ernesto, but things could change. We'll have another update for you coming up on Sunday afternoon, and you'll want to stay tuned here for the next several days. I think once it crosses the Yucatan, sometime around Wednesday, we'll have a better idea on exactly where Ernesto is going to go. So stay tuned for updates, and enjoy your weekend.